Hey everyone, Drew Apiary here. Today is Sunday, July 23rd. We're out here up in north central Georgia, checking on some of the hives. It's been a few weeks since I've done not only a video, but a few weeks since I've done an inspection. Figured I would do a quick one, just an update in our area. Like I said, this is late June here in this part of Georgia, and it has been hot as can be the past few weeks, so much so that it has basically prevented me from wanting to do an inspection. Most of our days have been getting up into the upper 90s, and we didn't really have much rain at all, which worried me. We had like almost no rain for 2 or so weeks, or if we did, it was just a sprinkle. And then a couple days ago we had a really bad storm come through and fortunately bring a bunch of rain with it. So I know the plant life, everything is probably very appreciative of that, and I'm sure the bees could have used a quick break from the heat as well, because I know I was ready for the break. So we're just out here checking on the hives. We're probably just gonna be going by 2 yards today. I might fit a third in the video, we'll see. But the whole purpose of the video, aside from just showing you what's going on out here with our hives, but just talk about the dearth. Obviously we are in a nectar dearth here in Georgia. I'm gonna take a peek at some of these frames, see if I see anything coming in that isn't something I fed. All these yards I have not been to in 3 weeks. So this has probably been one of the longest gaps of time of me not checking my hives. I've just had too much stuff going on, and like I said, the heat has prevented me from coming out. So I just want to come out here, take a look at some of them. Brought some of my sugar water with me as well, and give them something to work on. See how strong that hive is. It's bearding like crazy right now. Just saw one of the ladies bring in some pollen. But yeah, so we're gonna take a peek, and I will update you all as we go through in the status of that and other considerations for July beekeeping. So going through a few of these, one thing that's definitely evident is a lot of my queens seem to have either slowed down laying or just stopped altogether, which not surprising. You know, when you go into the dearth this time of the year, you know, there's not a whole lot of food, you know, food and forage to go around. And the queen and the bees, they know that. They know that there's gonna be more mouths to feed. You know, the cluster already shrinks substantially from the spring going into the summer. But, you know, once you're in full swing in the summer, that population, I wouldn't say it's cut in half, but it's at least lost, you know, maybe a quarter or more in size of where it was, you know, maybe only 1 to 2 months prior. And you know, a lot of these hives that I'm going through, at least in this yard, there's still a lot of brood, or at least a decent amount of brood. But again, just almost no new eggs. If there is, there might be like 1 or 2 here and there. And they just know that these are lean times, and why have a bunch of forager bees? Why keep laying a bunch of eggs when, you know, you're just gonna have more mouths to feed and nothing for them to go out and go get. So, you know, something to keep in mind if you're worried about that, if you're going through your hives and you're like, man, my queen's not laying, I don't know what's going on. You know, just there's a good chance that's what's happening. So I wouldn't say fret not, and you want to make sure you actually have a queen in there. And unfortunately this time of the year it makes it hard if she's not laying to determine that, because you're not going to go through the whole hive. It's a very time consuming thing to do, but you know, hey, just something I want you to be on the lookout for. I got one hive in here that is just constantly having issues. I think I pointed out before. It's the one that's over there in the corner, one of the original ones. And don't see a queen. I see plenty of brood, but I don't know if that's old laid brood or what. It's hard for me to tell. So, nice thing. That super box right there that I just lifted up is very full. So they're gonna have a lot of honey stores going in over the next few months. Quick peek, see what we're working with in here. You know, again, because it's been so many weeks since I've been out here, 3 weeks, I don't mind doing a quick check on some of these. Bring this over to the camera. So you see, we still got a really good pattern. See a few recently laid or some larva-sized, you know, future baby bees. stored in here. So again, not worried about us having a queen, but yeah, still good pattern. This is like I said, one of my stronger hives in this yard. So we'll feed them, close them up, leave them alone. You know, I'm using Swiffer towels in here. I want to kind of show you guys the camera this. You know, one complaint a lot of people will have about these Swiffer sheets is that they catch bee legs, and they do. It's not a ton, but I don't want to say that it doesn't happen, because it absolutely does happen. So, you know, keep that in mind. You can kind of see right here where some of them are caught. Fortunately, that's just the nature of it. You're trying to get rid of the beetle problem, but, you know, you might trap a few bees. There are definitely a lot of beetles out here. The one hive that I just mentioned that was in not a good state, they had beetle larvae all over it. I would have shown the camera if I wasn't in a hurry to try to remediate the situation. But if you haven't done things, if you don't have beetle barns, if you haven't done stuff to the soil to hopefully keep the beetles at bay, like nematodes, just be ready for them. Because again, they're in full swing right now here in Georgia. So, but yeah, like I said, we're just gonna finish feeding this hive up. I think I got like 1 or 2 more to go, and then we'll go to the other yard. All right, that's pretty much it for this yard. We're gonna move to the next one, but like I said, across the board, updates here is just, aside from it being hot as can be, you know, need to keep feeding. I doubt, like I said, I'm gonna be able to do it weekly. You know, these bees were gonna drink a gallon or 2 gallons of sugar water within like 2 days. So I don't have the ability to check on them that often. So my goal moving forward is to come out here every other week and give them something to top off with. But, you know, they're definitely not bringing anything in. I didn't see any natural nectar that was stored, or there might have been one of these hives, I forget which one, did have a frame that had a few things that looked relatively fresh. But other than that, again, who knows what it was that they're bringing in, but it's not much. They definitely need to be fed. And they're a little irritated with me right now, is why I'm walking away, because I definitely pulled a few of them a little apart. But, you know, there is some eggs, there is brood. This is still my problem child one right here. And yeah, so more to follow on next visit, but we'll go to the next yard and see if we're seeing similar stuff there. All right, I'm done with this yard. It is too hot today to work any longer, so just finished up. One reason why I wanted to stop the time lapse as I was working through, you know, it's looking pretty good across the board. I'll mention something over there in a second, but I want to show you guys robbing behavior. If you look real close, I'm gonna try not to get very close, but all along this bottom board entrance, there's a bunch of bees that are just going nuts. Sometimes you just have to kind of watch the behavior. It's kind of erratic movement. You know, you see bees that are getting tackled and rushed out. Like you just know that they're on the defense. And for whatever reason, as I was working my way down the line, doing quick checks and sugar water feedings, I got to this one and noticed issues with that. And I think the problem was I left a frame unattended on the ground right next to it. You know, you got to keep your inspections quick. I definitely did not today. If you don't keep your inspections quick and a couple of the hives zero in on it, they won't leave it alone. So, you know, all this that you're seeing right here, this is all robbing behavior. So they're trying to get in there and steal their resources. As a result of that, I shrunk up their entrance. So it's a little bit more congested at the front, but I want to give them the best defense that they can. So they do not have a main open entrance. Other than that, let's see, down there, like I said, there's a hive I had to shrink down, in the sense that, or I'm sorry, not shrink down, I had to combine because it just was too weak and too many hive beetle larvae and wax moths were getting into it. They just weren't a very strong colony. Didn't see the queen, and so I just combined them. They have a better chance of survival as a part of a new hive, and so I just put a thick piece of newspaper or, you know, paper bag material in between them, cut some holes in it, and let them acclimate to each other, and I'll remove it next time I'm out here. But yeah, so that is it for today. Like I said, I might have more to the video. If so, I'll keep recording on the next one, but otherwise just kind of gonna give you an update of where things are at here in this part of Georgia, north central Georgia, in the dearth, in robbing season, in hive beetle wax moth season. So take care of your bees, watch them, feed them, do what you got to do, get your mite treatments in, and let's see what we can do as far as getting through the rest of this hot, miserable summer that it's looking like it's going to be. So catch you all on the next one. All right, y'all have a great weekend, stay safe, take care.